Welcome to my channel. My name is Mona. In today's video, we're going to be making a chicken and broccoli Alfredo pizza. I have one large chicken breast and I'm going to be dicing that into small pieces. Next, I'm going to take a moment to wash my hands and clean my workspace with some hot, soapy water. I'm going to season the chicken with some salt and pepper, and then I'm going to give everything a nice mix to make sure the seasonings are evenly distributed. I'm adding some oil to a pan over medium heat, and once it's nice and hot, I'm going to add my chicken. Then I'm going to toss the chicken and cook it for a few minutes on each side until it's done. Once the chicken is nice and golden brown, we're going to remove it from the pan and set it aside for later. I'm going to take a moment to shred some mozzarella cheese. Now, the pre-shredded cheese can be used as well. I just prefer the block cheese because it does melt better. I'm also going to take a moment to quickly dice up some fresh garlic. Next, I'm going to go ahead and cook my broccoli. Here I'm using a steamable bag, but fresh broccoli would be perfectly fine as well. I'm going to add some salt and pepper once it's out of the microwave and give it a stir, and then I'm going to close the bag up until later in order to keep it nice and warm. Then I'm going to get started on the Alfredo sauce by melting 3 tablespoons of butter. And once that butter is melted, I'm going to add in the garlic and I'm going to cook it for a minute or so or until it becomes fragrant. Next, I'm going to add in the heavy whipping cream and mix everything together really well. Then I'm going to allow the sauce to simmer for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I'm going to remove the sauce from the heat and I'm going to add in the Parmesan cheese. I'm going to stir everything slowly and allow the Parmesan cheese to melt. In this recipe, I added a full cup of Parmesan cheese. I wanted the sauce to be on the thicker side since it would be acting as my pizza sauce, but if you were doing a recipe with pasta or just wanted a thinner sauce, you could use extra heavy whipping cream or milk. Before I start assembling the pizza, I'm going to go ahead and preheat the oven to 350 degrees. I am going to lightly sprinkle my work surface with some flour before I get started on the pizza dough. I'm going to be using the Pillsbury brand for today's recipe, but any brand of pizza dough would do just fine, or you could just make your own homemade dough. I'm also going to sprinkle the top of the dough as well to prevent my rolling pin from sticking. But this dough comes in a roll that's a little bit on the thicker side, so I wanted to thin it out because we do prefer a thinner crust. Next, I'm going to lay the dough over in the pizza pan, and then I'm going to just kind of shape it and mold it and trim it. There's really no exact way to do this. I just kind of tuck and mold until it fits the pizza pan, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Now it's time to assemble the pizza. I'm going to start by adding the Alfredo sauce and spreading it evenly. I'm adding a thin layer of Parmesan cheese. Next, I'm adding the chicken and broccoli. I'm going to top everything off with some more mozzarella and Parmesan cheese. Then I'm going to pop it in the oven for 25 minutes. And now our chicken broccoli Alfredo pizza is all done. This was my first time trying this recipe, and I gotta say that we will be adding this to our dinner rotation. Well, that's going to be all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy cooking!